Tony Bachman team, Keller Williams. It was the second weekend of the Parade of Homes this weekend, but I know you were busy as well.
Oh, yeah. No, we were all very busy. So we were just saying that had made offers on Friday and Saturday, and both my clients were fortunate to get their offers accepted, and we had a couple of homes that went under contract last week, so we're just trying to keep things rolling here. And we got some new inventory coming out this week, probably another 3-4 listings that'll be coming out this week. So we're blessed and it's busy. So thank God it's Monday.
I can always tell it's busy in housing because if I'm playing golf, people are going to want to talk housing. I just talk about it on the radio. I don't get out and do any of the real work that you guys do. I was hosting a Knights of Columbus function, first of its kind in South Dakota Saturday night, and they wanted to talk about housing.
Yeah.
Of all things.
It's a hot topic. It's like one of these conversations, and that's one of the videos that we just did here recently that we put out, on our Facebook page, and that was, what's the one of the most asked questions we get, and it's not only, it's friends, it's relatives, it's people that we get introduced to in reference to, they find out that you're in real estate or you have a team, and then all of a sudden now the conversation is, so what's going to happen in the market, or is the sky going to fall, and is the market going to collapse, and and is there going to be a crash? And so
all of that.
There's and actually one of the most Googled things out there right now is the market going to crash? I mean, because I think that a lot of people have this.
And you're talking housing market.
Housing, yeah, excuse me. Yes, the housing market. And because I think what people still have a little bit of memory from 2008, and some people got burned a little bit by it or, kind of struggled with that. And the answer is no. It's not going to be like 2008. We're not going to see a bubble burst or anything like that. But there's some factors that go behind that.
All right. I can't give you a free ride. Got to ask some tough questions. Are you ready? First point that you made, booming residential market. But You're saying Midwest, one of the hottest markets in the U.S. right now.
Correct.
How can you say that?
Yeah. So the booming market is the fact that we've seen appreciations higher than the other markets, and inventory levels have gone down more in our market than some of the other markets. So when you have this increased demand and you have reduced inventory, that just means that, we're in a very hot market, and there's a lot of people wanting to move from their different locations to more of a central location. So, and that's a little bit COVID related and, business related. And so there's just a lot of factors going in there, but, we don't see anything changing. I mean, that this is going to continue to keep on rolling in this direction through all of 2021 and for foreseeable first half of 2022.
Whether it's meat or eggs or housing, prices are driven by supply and demand. 13.5%?
Yeah, that was one of the things is that we'd seen was the median sales price increased in the Midwest 13.5% since last April. And that percentage of increase is the highest that it's been in the last 15 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're noticing where people are like, oh my gosh, last year my house was worth X, and now it's worth Y and Z. I mean, depending on the house location and that sort of thing, it's not uncommon to see, and I've used this example before, and it's a real simple example that most people can relate to, is maybe last year in August or September, their home was worth $230,000 in the marketplace. Those same homes right now are selling for $245,000, $255,000, maybe even higher.
All right. Let me challenge you on this national stat, and that is that 88% of the homes sold in less than a month, with most properties going under contract an average of 17 days.
Yeah, an average. So when the home goes under contract, in our marketplace, we consider days on market anything that is active contingent miscellaneous, contingent house. In this example, what they're saying is once a home goes under contract, right, whether it's contract miscellaneous because it's contingent upon inspections or contingent house, as far as they're concerned, it's off market. So most of those homes, when they're saying most homes are under contract within 17 days, I was just joking with someone the other day where we were just talking about one of my clients, and they said, this has been on the market for like 10 days. What's wrong with it? I mean, here we are in a marketplace, where buyers, they're so set on the fact that, they're looking at these markets and they're like, hey, this has been on the market for 2 days. We better, go see it, or been on the market for 3 days. Now all of a sudden they see something that's 10 days and they're like, wonder what's going on with it, type of thing. That's we've gone a whole 180 degrees from back. If you go back a year or 2 years and something was on the market for 10 days, that was still considered a new listing.
Absolutely.
So, but the 88% is basically saying that 88% of all homes or things that go on the market are under contract within 30 days.
All right. History does repeat itself. Ask Napoleon and a few other people that have lived in history.
Yeah.
2008, we had a bubble.
Yep.
Are we going to get another bubble?
Yeah. So, and that goes back to that first thing where people are asking that question now. Hey, are we in this, are value is going to fall? Are we in a bubble? No, we are not, because demand is so high, inventory levels are so low, and the fact that with interest rates being what they are, we're just going to have this continued demand of what's going on. I mean, there would have to be something really radically that changes in our economy, in our marketplace, for anything to change. I know that the builders and developers and, the Jeff Schurslicks of the world, they're doing their best to try to make something happen. I mean, and
they are.
And there's opportunity out there. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for people who want to take the bull by the horns and run with this, because there's just so much happening in our, first of all, Midwest, and then now suddenly we collapse that down to our Sioux Falls and surrounding area. We just have so many things happening with businesses and, that sort of thing that we're just going to continue to see this. So,
spring market, millennials, first-time homebuyers.
Yeah. So one of the stats I read, and I thought that was a really interesting stat, was millennials. There was, I think it was, I want to get this number right. There's 4.8 million millennials that are turning 30 this year. And most of those millennials are realizing that it's more cost effective to buy than it is to rent. Because when they start looking at rents, I mean, rents are, depending on what kind of home and that sort of thing, they can be anywhere from $1,000 to $1,600 plus, to rent a home or a really nice apartment. Well, when they start looking at interest rates and what that cost would be, they can go out and buy a pretty nice home, assuming we find one, which we will, but they just have to have patience. So we're seeing a lot of that. And then we add that to the fact that it's not just this year that number of people are turning 30. It's the next 3 years, the same number of people are turning 30. So they are a major force or a factor in our economy and our housing market. And that's why, going back to, is anything going to change? I just see, maybe inventory levels will increase a little bit, but we're going to see this high demand moving forward.
All right. Those that are 60, you used the millennials, and I'm going to throw in the 60 age, because you got some of those that are 60 that are saying, my house has doubled in price in 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
But now what do I do?
Right.
What would you say to somebody that is millennial? Rentals are hard. They're higher than they were.
Yep.
You don't get the tax benefit. What should they be doing?
So I've had a number of clients who are in of a certain age, like you and I,
where more me
said,
than you.
They said that, hey, we should, we think we want to sell our home. We don't necessarily need to buy another home. Either that or they already have a second home, or they're looking at renting, doing some sort of an apartment or something like that, just as a temporary, because a lot of those people are going to be down south in the wintertime, or they're at a lake cabin most of the time. And they're thinking, hey, let's just cash out on our equity, in reference to our home. So there's a lot of people that are still really seriously looking at it, because they may have a 3,000 square foot home. They're living in 1,200 square feet because the kids are gone, and it's just the husband and wife rattling around, in the house. They live in their kitchen, dining room, living room, and, bedroom.
Some of these things that parents have taught us, if you wait, the price will come down. Doesn't happen much.
Well, and to that point, we've specifically went out and we're working with some engineers. We're working with our marketing guy, and John Mollison is the driving force behind that. And we may see if we can get him to come on and visit a little bit with us on the radio here coming up in the next couple of weeks. But so the cost of waiting is kind of our new mantra. The cost of waiting because of the appreciation rates going at the level they are. The appreciation rates they're talking about 8% appreciation. And then you talk about what happens if interest rates increase 1/4 or 0.5%. We had a calculator built specifically for that, so that way people could say, okay, well, if I was to buy a home that's $250,000 now, versus if I wait 12 months, what's that cost of waiting? And the just approximate number here, because I was playing with the calculator myself earlier. is about $42,000.
Wow.
Between the cost of what the house would be and then the cost of your interest rate when the interest rate goes up. So, yeah, it's pretty significant. So, I mean, I think that we never want anybody to be house rich and cash poor, but I also know there's sometimes people will sit on the sidelines saying, I'm just going to wait for lumber prices to go down. I'm going to wait for gas prices to go down. At this point, I don't see where any of that's going to happen. I mean, there might be small little influxes of, price fluctuations, but we're where we're at, and this is where the economy is, and the demand is so high, inventory being low. I would just say, if you're even thinking about it, this is the time to be having this conversation. And it may not happen overnight. I mean, when we're working with our buyers, I mean, it doesn't happen. I mean, we don't go out to the first house and they say, yep, that's the one. Maybe it happens.
That may be the only one.
It happens every once in a while, but we may end up. I was working with a client from California here. I've been working with them for about 3 months now. We've made 4 offers on houses, and we weren't budget shopping. I mean, we were aggressively, putting in offers over list, and we finally, after offer number 4, we finally got an offer accepted over the weekend. But
good.
It's a very aggressive marketplace. But to the point with buyers, don't wait. It'll cost you more later.
So how do they find the trusted name in real estate, Tony Bachman?
Sure. We have a Facebook page, Tony Bachman Group. It's www.tonybachmangroup.com. And then my cell number is 605-201-5998. And if you'd like a copy of the cost of waiting calculator, just text me or reach out, and we'll make sure we get it to you. But we'll have it posted on our website here pretty soon.
See you for the report card in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Bill. Looking forward to it.